Hi there guys, welcome back to Optical Armoury. Right, I'm just going to throw together a little video today just purely because I was chatting to a few guys throughout Facebook and social media regarding this little knife sharpener that I've had in my possession for quite a few years, and I thought it was absolutely useless, to be honest, but then I found it in some of my hunting tools last week, and I thought, right, let's give this another go, and it wasn't this that was the problem, it was myself. I was trying to give it a nice straight pull through, whereas it should have been at a bit of an angle. So therefore, I've now sharpened every knife in the house. I'm even quite tempted to give the neighbours a knock to see if they want me to do any knife sharpening for them, because now I've worked this out, it's an absolute treat, and it keeps your knives nice and sharp, nice and small, so you can keep it in your pocket or on a key ring, throw it in the field, even if you keep it on your zip, anything. Just the accessibility for being able to sharpen your knife in times of need, whether it's grollicking deer, skinning and gutting rabbits, whatever you need. It's nice to be able to just have that at hand in the field when you need it the most, or even if you're into your bushcraft, you know, and you want to sharpen your knives for whatnot. It's important to me to have a nice sharp knife at all times, and to be able to sharpen a knife when I need to. So yeah, I'm going to have a little run through. I've done a bit of research on the product myself. Some other videos are out there. There's some guys that say don't use this, it tears your knife to absolute pieces. There's two methods to sharpen it, but the method that I've seen that works well, on whether it's a cheap knife up to the expensive stuff, is that to put it through the carbide, and it can give it a little bit of a rough edge. But then some of the knives that I've sharpened did have some sort of, you know, they had dents and stuff from whacking through bone and whatnot. So it was giving it a nice sharp edge, but there was still just a bit of roughness. So then what I was doing was putting it through the ceramic side, which some other people are saying is the best method to sharpen it, but it doesn't give it that. Once it's sharp, you can use the ceramic to keep it nice and sharp, but if you've got a blunt knife, then you need to go through the carbide, and then you can finely tune it off on the ceramic. So yeah, we'll have a little demonstration. Like I say, it's done me absolutely proud. I've got 5 knives here. I've got a load more indoors that I've sharpened up with it, and I think it's going to be a very popular little bit of kit, because I know that we all use knives, and I know how important it is to have a nice sharp knife. So stay tuned, we'll have a little demonstration, and hopefully you can get the best out of this little product if you decide to buy it, just like I have. Right, so as you can see, nice tiny compact little sharpener this. I will just say, I'm not saying that this is the best thing on the market, but I'm just trying to put it across that it's extremely compact. I know there are other compact sharpeners out there. This is just one that I've come across, purchased it, I've not been given it, it's not a freebie, so I've no reason to big the company up or any of the usual palaver, but I'm just basically putting it across that this is fantastic for out in the field, and it's extremely simple to use once you get the hang of it. So as you can see, you've got the carbide up here at the top, and there's a ceramic edge down by my thumb. It's the price of these as well, which I think which matters to me. This is $6.99, maybe even cheaper on eBay. I paid $6.99 for this quite a few years back, and it's just a brilliant little sharpener. I know there's many available. You can get the ones that mount up to the worktops, you can get the ones that you clamp up into your vise and all that, and I mean they're fantastic. If you've got a knife that does hold a sharp edge for a good amount of cutting, then fair play, stick to that. But my point is that a selection of knives like I've got in the background here, I've got cheap, mid-range. The SOG there's probably the most expensive one, which does hold a good edge for a good number of grollocks, or it's a bit too big for the rabbits, but it does hold a nice sharp edge. But then for the Opinel, you can get a lovely sharp edge on that, but it doesn't last as long as some of the more expensive knives. So that's where things like this do come in handy, because not everyone wants to spend a lot of money on a knife, and I myself, the SOG I've had for a few years, which got bought for me for a birthday, and it's a fantastic knife. But in the Opinel, It's a fantastic knife as long as you keep it sharp, small, compact. You can fold it away and keep it in your pocket, and I like that style of knife. And this is fantastic for them type of knives. So yeah, we'll have a little demonstration, and hopefully you guys might be able to benefit from it. Right, so I'll try and do the best demonstration that I can. I've got my camera mounted up on the table, so it might be quite hard for me to do it without shaking it around too much, but the simplicity of this is just brilliant. I was holding it at the wrong angle for many years, so I mean this knife's already been sharpened, but I want to try and portray the right sort of angle that it needs to go at. It's not a set angle that I've worked out, it's a matter of listening to it as well. If you put it through there straight, you can hear it going through, but you can just hear the difference. So it's a matter of finding the right angle. I tend to see 30-degree angle roughly, and then it completely changes the sound of the drag going through. So then what you also need to remember, some of these other guys have said that it shreds the knives to pieces, and I think that they've been putting too much pressure on it, so then all it's doing is just grinding through the carbide instead of just sliding through it and giving the knife a nice sharp edge. And like I said before, there's other fellas out there that just use the ceramic edge. If the knife's already nice and sharp, then that does definitely give it a nice fine edge, and it does make it razor sharp. And the same with that side, it doesn't seem to give it a nice edge. Pulling it straight through, give it about a 30-degree angle, pull it through, put a bit of pressure on it, but it's the same thing again. You can hear when it's working and when it's not. I'll see if I could do a bit of a paper test with this one, but to be honest, I don't think it really portrays how sharp a knife is when you put it through a piece of paper. It just matters more when you're out in the field, when you need it most, really. I mean, you can see that it's glides through a piece of paper, but then tests don't really mean anything to me. It's all down to touch and how well it goes through fur, wood, whatever it is you want to use it for. I mean, as you can see, I've got a good selection of knives that all absolutely razor sharp, and must do me very well in the field. And if they do go blunt, like some of the cheaper knives don't necessarily hold a good edge, then I'll run it through there and I'm good to carry on. Obviously the more expensive knives do hold a decent edge, but they don't stay sharp forever, and if in the times of need you've got one of these little things in your pocket, then you'll be all right. So any questions, guys, I'm going to put a link on the video just so you can order yourself one. If it don't work, don't blame me, just persevere, get your angle right, not too much pressure, and you will eventually be walking around the woods ready to grow up your deer, rabbits, squirrels, whatever it is you take home to eat, or even for your bushcraft and you need a nice sharp knife for making hides and whatnot. This is a fantastic little tool and I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys. There'll be some more bits coming soon, so persevere and we'll be back bigger and better than ever.